The Forgotten Highway. The desert stretched endlessly on both sides of the highway, painted orange by the setting sun. 4 friends, Mia, Jason, Lauren, and Derek, were driving from Arizona to Nevada for what was supposed to be a fun road trip. The radio had lost signal miles back. Their phones showed no service, and the only sound was the hum of the old Chevy's engine. GPS says keep going straight, Jason muttered, squinting at his screen even though the signal had died long ago. Mia, sitting in the passenger seat, frowned. Jason, the map's been frozen for 20 minutes. Lauren leaned forward from the back seat. So, we're lost? Derek chuckled nervously. Nah, we'll hit a gas station soon. Highways always lead somewhere. But this highway felt different. The asphalt looked cracked and old, as if no one had driven on it for decades. Faded road signs were riddled with bullet holes. The desert silence pressed on them like a heavy blanket. As darkness fell, the car's headlights carved through the blackness, revealing twisted Joshua trees that looked like clawed hands reaching out of the sand. That's when Mia noticed something. Jason, slow down. Up ahead, a figure stood on the side of the road, a hitchhiker. Dressed in a torn flannel shirt, his head hung low, and he didn't move even as the car approached. His thumb wasn't out, and his face was hidden beneath long, matted hair. Jason gripped the wheel tighter. Not stopping. No way. As they passed, Mia turned her head to look at him, but the man was gone. Just gone. Lauren gasped. Where the hell did he go? He was right there, Derek whispered, his joking tone completely gone now. The air inside the car grew cold. Their breath fogged the windows, though outside it was still a dry desert night. Minutes later, the headlights caught something again. A car. An old station wagon, rusted and abandoned on the shoulder. Its doors hung open, and scratch marks were carved deep into the metal, as if something had tried to claw its way out. Jason slowed down. The group fell into an uneasy silence. Then, from the back seat, Lauren screamed. Everyone spun around, only to see the hitchhiker sitting beside her. His face was pale and lifeless, eyes black pits, his mouth stretching into an unnatural grin. Jason swerved violently, the car screeching across the cracked pavement. When they looked again, the back seat was empty. Panic set in. Jason pressed the accelerator, but the road felt endless, looping into itself. The mile markers repeated the same number, 66. 66, 66. Jason, we've been driving in circles, Mia shouted. No, I swear I'm going straight, he cried, sweat dripping down his forehead. The radio, though turned off, suddenly crackled to life. A warped voice whispered through the speakers. You shouldn't have taken this road. The headlights flickered, and once again, the hitchhiker appeared. This time standing in the middle of the road. Jason swerved, but it was too late. The figure slammed against the windshield, his face pressed against the glass, grinning wider than humanly possible. The car spun out, screeching to a halt in the dust. When they stumbled out, shaken and terrified, the road was gone. No asphalt, no lines, no car behind them. Just desert. And in the distance, a row of dim headlights appeared, dozens of old cars stretching down an invisible highway. Every car filled with pale figures, each one staring straight at them. Lauren whispered, trembling, We're not supposed to leave. The friends clung together as the desert swallowed their screams. By morning, the highway was empty again. The Chevy was found abandoned. Doors open, keys still in the ignition. No sign of the 4 travelers. Locals call it the Forgotten Highway, a road that never existed on any map, where lost souls hitch rides forever in cars that never reach their destination. Disturbing true road trip. Horror story. This happened to me back in the summer of 2017, and I swear on everything I know, this story is true. To this day, I still can't explain what we saw or how we made it out. I was 24 at the time, and my best friend Eric and I decided to take a road trip from Portland, Oregon, down to Albuquerque, New Mexico. The plan was to make stops through Nevada and Arizona, visit a few national parks, camp out here and there, and just enjoy being off the grid for a while. We were both into weird roadside attractions, creepy ghost towns, and anything paranormal. Looking back, maybe we pushed our luck too far. We were somewhere in northern Arizona, just past the Navajo Nation, when things started getting wrong. It was day 5 of the trip. We had left a small town around 4 p.m. after stocking up on gas and snacks. Our GPS showed a route that cut through a lesser-known highway, State Route 160. Eric, being the adventurous type, said, "Let's take it. Looks way faster and more remote." We were both tired of city traffic and wanted to see the stars that night, so I agreed. We didn't see another car for over an hour. The sun dipped below the horizon fast, and soon we were swallowed in pitch-black desert. The moon wasn't out. No cell service. Just our headlights cutting through the endless stretch of highway and the occasional road sign that seemed to vanish as quickly as it appeared. Around 9 p.m., we passed a small beat-up sign that read, "Watch for livestock, next 20 miles. Nothing unusual, except there wasn't anything. No fences, no homes, no signs of life. Then, out of nowhere, we saw a person standing at the edge of the road. It happened so fast that I nearly swerved. Eric shouted, "Dude, did you see that?" I slammed the brakes and looked in the rearview mirror. The person, or whatever it was gone. I remember exactly what I saw. A tall figure dressed in what looked like tattered jeans and a white shirt stained dark, like with old blood or grease. No lights, no backpack, no movement. Just standing there, like he was waiting. I should have kept driving, but curiosity got the better of me. I backed up slowly. Eric was getting nervous. "Man, don't. Let's just go. That didn't feel right." But when we got back to where we thought we saw him, there was no one. I even got out with a flashlight and checked the side of the road. Nothing. No footprints. No sign that anyone had been there. We kept driving, this time much faster. About 10 minutes later, we saw something again, a flicker of movement in the rearview mirror. Eric turned to look and whispered, "He's running." I looked back and nearly crashed the car. The same figure was sprinting down the road behind us, faster than any human should be able to move. His limbs looked wrong, too long, like they bent in ways they shouldn't. I floored the gas, but no matter how fast I drove, the figure stayed the same distance behind us, like he was gliding more than running. There was no expression on his face, just this vacant, dead-eyed stare that locked onto us through the glass. Then, he was gone, just vanished. 1 second he was there, the next, nothing. We didn't say a word for a full minute. Then Eric whispered, "Don't stop, no matter what. Just drive until the sun comes up." I was about to agree when the radio, which had been silent the whole drive, suddenly turned on. Loud static filled the car. Then a voice, garbled at first, then clearer. A man's voice. "You shouldn't have stopped." I slammed the radio off. My hands were shaking on the wheel. I didn't know if Eric was messing with me or if we were both hallucinating from exhaustion. But he was pale, staring ahead, gripping the dash like we were about to crash. About 20 minutes later, we finally saw lights. A gas station in the middle of nowhere. We pulled in, jumped out of the car, and ran inside. The clerk looked up at us, didn't say anything for a long time, then asked, "You boys been on Route 160? We nodded, breathless. He just shook his head and muttered, "Damn fool tourists. Don't stop for anything on that stretch. Not after dark. That's when he hunts." We asked him what he meant. He told us about a local legend, the man in white, a spirit, or maybe a demon. No one really knows, but he appears to travelers on that highway at night. Sometimes he walks, sometimes he runs. But if you stop, or worse, turn around, he attaches himself to you, like a curse. The only way to shake him is to get to light, town lights, headlights, even a flashlight. But if he catches you in total darkness, you disappear, forever. We stayed at a nearby motel that night, didn't sleep, just sat there watching the parking lot, waiting for something to move. The next morning, when we went to check the car, we found something scratched into the back bumper. 4 words, etched in deep with what looked like a fingernail. "You shouldn't have stopped."